8:19, Big 550 KTRS. The music says one thing that we have found Tony Messenger, St. Louis Post-Dispatch columnist, contributor here on Tuesdays and Thursdays on the Big 550 KTRS. Good morning, Tony.
Good morning, McGraw. Good morning, Kelly.
Hi, Tony.
All right, the North-South Metrolink extension is back in the news. This time you're writing about it because of the study that was proposed and Steve Stenger getting a campaign contribution. You've made the link. What's the story here?
Well, your listeners will remember because I wrote about it previously and we talked about it once or twice. Back when, a few months ago, when Mayor Slay was talking about really making North-South Metrolink a priority in his last term, he applied for a federal grant, and a bunch of community leaders, civic leaders, signed on to asking the federal government to give the city that grant. Steve Stenger not only didn't sign on to the grant, he wrote a temper tantrum of a letter to the federal government saying, don't give the city this grant. We haven't decided on North-South Metrolink. And then he asked East-West Gateway, he said, wait a minute, there's 3 routes out here in the county that I want to see studied. So Stenger gave $3 million from county transit money from Proposition A that has millions and millions of dollars in it that voters approved years ago, to East-West Gateway to study those 3 routes. And East-West Gateway gave them the benefit of the doubt and said, okay, we're going to study. They put out a request for proposals. When that request came back 4 days before that bid was due, this is what my column was about that I found out this week. One of the people bidding, Jacobs Engineering, made a $5,000 donation to Steve Stenger. And guess what happened? During the bidding process, a panel of 6 people, 3 of which were Stenger appointees, split on which bid to accept. The 3 experts in transportation from 3 separate agencies all agreed on one company called Parsons Bickerstaff, and the 3 Stenger appointees all agreed on campaign donor Jacobs Engineering. So when they're split, they decide, let's have another meeting, let's try to reach consensus, and instead, Steve Stenger says, no, I got a better idea. I'm going to take my $3 million, I'm going to take it back to the county. Now this study that I've been talking about for more than a year is going to be delayed again, and I'm going to ask the county to go so I can control it. It is crony capitalism at its worst.
Tony, $5,000, now to the regular person, $5,000 is a lot of money, but $5,000 when you're talking about a campaign contribution is sort of peanuts these days.
That's what makes the move so ridiculous. It's not like if your listeners read the front page of the St. Louis Post-Dispatch today, they see that Stenger is in the news again for helping one of his donors, his biggest donor, the Glarner brothers, who I wrote about previously as well. They continue to give him, they've given him 6 figures now, well over $100,000. And the St. Louis Economic Partnership Board, which he controls, voted yesterday to give them $6 million more in tax credits on top of, I'm going to get the number wrong, but I think $16 million or so that they've already agreed to give them for this Northwest Plaza redevelopment, in which Steve Stenger, on his own, in the middle of the night, said, hey, let's move our 3 county offices from Maplewood and other places, take the election board away from Maplewood, don't even bother telling that landlord, and let's move it to my friend's development, the Glarner's development in Northwest, and then after they give me some more money, let's give them some more tax credits. The Glarners are giving him real money. Jacobs Engineering bought him for $5,000. That's not very much.
Well, no. But do you really think that $5,000 influenced Steve Stenger so much that he would pocket this own study and manipulate all sorts of things and people to get this study to be favorable for a $5,000 donor? It seems like a long way to go for a little bit of an upside.
That's why I wrote the column. I think it's a really long way to go, and a really stupid way to go, and a really badly untransparent use of government resources to go just to make sure that your donor gets the benefit.
Right, but I
And
mean,
the fact-
but maybe Tony, it's nothing nefarious, and maybe it's just they gave him a $5,000 campaign contribution. They want to do the study, and the chips fell where they were, and it just sort of worked out that way. I mean, maybe where there's smoke, there is no fire.
Well, let me put it this way: there's a lot of smoke, and based on the calls I've received since that column ran, there's going to be some more smoke we're going to see in coming days.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Tony Messenger, contributor Tuesdays and Thursdays on the Big 550 KTRS, and column with the Post-Dispatch. Tony, have a good week.
Thanks, fellas.
You got it. As always, Tony Messenger, never shy about giving us his opinion, is he?
No, he isn't.
825, Big 550 KTRS. Kelly Jackson went there yesterday. I might head there today because there's a pair of reading glasses that Andrea at Elegant Readers told me about that I really want to get. You were there yesterday?
Yes.
What'd you get yesterday?
Oh, my gosh. I got the cutest pair of black cat